Because what did you ask me? You were just like, how do
What
you
makes you
feel
feel
feminine?
feminine?
Yeah. Okay, okay. Oh, easy. I got it. So Evan, what? I don't know why I said your name. Hello and welcome back to D&K with Diana and Evan. My name is Diana.
And I'm Evan, and today we're going to talk about attraction, sexuality, and gender insecurity, specifically in a dating setting. So Diana, what what do you find most attractive in a romantic or a sexual partner?
Hands down, what I find the most attractive in a guy is his voice. I think his voice can be a huge indicator of whether or not we're compatible physically, sexually.
hmm So,
um,
of course. So do you like him with a really like high pitched, really whiny voice?
oh
Is
yeah,
that
oh
what I'm
yeah.
getting from
It's
this?
great. It's even better if he's squeaky. That's my type of thing.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
really that is really not my thing. Some people just have some people have either a rich voice or, something soothing to listen to or voices that you can't really stand. I feel like for me it's like 0 to 100. It's either I like your voice or I don't like your voice.
So is that like a deal breaker for you? Like if you're not attracted to their voice, you don't want to talk to them or you don't want to see them?
I haven't based my decision on someone's voice like that, but I found that in the past I was significantly less attracted to someone because of his voice. And this happens a lot in the
Ooh.
context of online dating because, you're texting each other, you haven't met this person yet, and in real life, obviously there's the uncertainty that they're good looking or not, but their voice is also, it like can either be an immediate plus for me or an immediate minus for me.
Oh, I see. I see.
Can you relate to that? I don't know.
I mean, I've met people who have really annoying voices, and it definitely does not help. But that's not something that like I really judge by. Like some people are like, oh, like my girlfriend or whoever needs to have really nice hair. The voice is not something like that for me. I think for me, something that I notice really immediately is how nice someone's smile and how nice someone's teeth are.
Yes,
You know,
yes, yeah. I mean, that's a common
like
thing.
yeah, I agree. If you have a real, I'm sorry if this offends anybody who has really crooked or really not very nice teeth or a smile. Some people, it's not your fault, and some people who can't afford it to get braces. But it's just something that I noticed and something that I'm particularly like, that is a deal breaker for me. If you have a really, someone described really crooked teeth as scraggly to me, and it makes me cringe really hard when I say it.
Ooh.
Like, oh, her teeth are scraggly, and I just get your fangs away from me.
You don't hear the word scraggly associated with teeth too much. It's more so of a body type, I would say.
I haven't even heard it with body types. Like his like what, his scraggly bones, or like his scraggly like arms. What do you describe as scraggly other than teeth?
What is scraggly? I'm actually googling this right now.
Scraggly. And it makes me it makes me want to throw up when I hear the word scraggly attached to like teeth. Oh, scraggly, usually for hair. Um, Scrawny, thin,
Thin,
gaunt, angular. Oh,
bony, ragged, thin.
yeah. See, like, get your scraggly ass teeth away from me. I'm sorry, but I can't.
Damn, Evan. Why are you so
And
elitist
it's just
about
something
teeth?
that.
You're so elitist about the word. Not teeth, just the word scraggly.
Oh yeah, I'm really elitist with my 2 years of with my 2 years of braces. I'm super elitist. But yeah, it's just, I was telling this to one of my friends that like, oh, like, I think I found this out through online dating, because like if I see a girl in her profile and she has like this really wide gap between her teeth, or if like her teeth are really crooked and uneven, I'm just like, ugh, I can't. You might be perfect otherwise, but I can't look at you. I'm sorry, I'm so shallow. Online dating makes me this way. And she was like, Evan, what if she can't afford? to get braces or to have better teeth. And I was like, well, we both can't be poor. Which is very it's really shallow of
I mean, you're
me.
so fucked up.
But it's just I know, I'm sorry. I'll delete all my profiles now. Um and just learn I'll go on blind dates.
This is a side thought. I realized that teeth, or a good set of like white, pearly teeth, is something that's attractive in our culture, in like Western culture. But if you think of some Asian countries, let's say Japan, crooked teeth are kind of found endearing because they make you look young
Oh yeah.
and youthful in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cute in Japan.
Yeah.
If I like remember correctly from my years of Japanese class. But it's just yeah. Then you can you can go to Japan and find your partner there. Don't come near me.
Not a place for
I'm
you. Not a
sorry.
place for your future significant other, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to Japan to find a partner. I'm not one of those
Mm.
white men who find Asian women very attractive and exotic.
You are into Asian women though, right?
I mean, yeah, but not like because they're petite and exotic. The heck?
Oh, you don't have yellow fever? My bad.
Oh yeah, I don't. Is it yellow? Isn't it just fever for me?
You're Asian?
uh, God. Okay. On a more personal level, and like, okay, like if let's say you were blind, what would you find very attractive in someone, like in terms of their personality? I don't know why you have to be blind for that. Actually, disregard the fact that I just said that.
Evan,
What?
Evan, Evan, Evan. If I was blind, voice would be even more emphasized. It
Oh
would be more
shit!
important.
Your hearing would be enhanced. You're right. You'd be like
Exactly.
noticing little nuances, like, oh my god, he's deepening his voice for me.
Shit.
But anyways, so
Okay, I understand. I'm just being a smartass. I understand your question.
no,
Okay,
I
so
get you. I get you.
you're talking about personality. Hmm. Someone with a very confident demeanor is very attractive. I mean, people say confident people are attractive in general.
Hmm. Can you give me an example of a time someone was very confident and you felt very attracted to them?
Of a confident man. You know, unfortunately, I've only dated not very confident men. So this is what I realized recently, that I'm attracted to confident men, because in my past it's a new thing for me actually in 2019.
Oh,
Just fake
confident
it. Just fake it.
guys, girls like confidence. Everyone who started dating Diana finally realized. Um,
Yeah, I like a guy that knows his shit.
what do you? Okay, so with these new people that you've been dating, in the 3 months, or sorry, in the 2 months that have happened this year in 2019,
Mhm.
what what has been different? What makes these guys, or what have you noticed that implies that they're more confident than the people in your past?
Well, I would say when it comes down to I feel like when it comes down to talking about future uncertainty, like career wise, I feel like that maybe is the case with everyone, where you're kind of hesitant to talk about something because you're not sure you're going to, I don't know, let's say like achieve a certain goal. The guys that I've been attracted to are kind of just on top of their shit. I'm working
Mm.
here. I'm going to progress this way. This is what I see in the near future. Whereas guys, and I guess like maybe me too, where I'm kind of just like, oh yeah, I just graduated. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I do know what I want to do, but I'm still in the means of getting to that process. Even that level of like certainty is attractive to me.
So someone more ambitious, you would say?
Yes. If you have like a drive, when if even if you don't have your future set in stone, or you don't have, as long as you can assert that you're even trying to get to a certain goal, that's confident to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, they just they have something that they want and they're trying to attain it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are you an indecisive person?
Yes. No. Yeah, sure. No.
Yes. Wow.
Question
That
mark.
so no is what I'm getting from your wishy-washy answer. So, if someone you're seeing is as or if not more indecisive, is that like an immediate turnoff?
Yes.
So okay, so he needs to be able to like be like, we're doing this, or I would like to do this in order for you to like be on board with him.
Not necessarily. I guess for my example, that was more in the context of future because when you're dating someone, you want to know about how their prospective future is going to be. He doesn't necessarily have to be like, we're getting this for dinner because that would be a huge turn off and I would like to choose my options for dinner.
Okay,
I
okay,
wouldn't
okay.
like it if I was like, hey, what movie do you want to watch?
So
And he would be like, Star Wars, because that's the only thing we're gonna watch forever.
wow,
I
what a generic guy answer.
I probably would not like that.
Just Star Wars. We're only watching Star Wars. We're not watching anything else
Star Wars.
on any of our dates.
Yeah. And it's only one particular Star Wars. It's like only the fourth one, just because. That
Oh
would
my god.
fucking suck,
No,
you
he's
know?
gonna hit even more. Yeah, I mean, at least the fourth one's a good one. Like, at least he's not like we're watching Revenge of the Sith
Oh.
every time we
Ooh.
see each other.
Deal breaker.
Like, I just, I just want over the top acting in every movie we watch. Yeah. So don't date a guy who only wants to watch Star Wars.
Yeah. That's the answer to my question, actually.
Okay.
Just
Don't watch Star Wars.
we can't just watch
Is
them.
what we're going to lose all of our male audience by telling people
Yeah.
to not watch Star Wars.
I'm already curious as to like what's the gender ratio that listened to our first podcast. We got 100 views. I thought we could announce that. I think that's great.
Ooh, yes.
I wonder if it's like 50 males or 50 females
Oh,
or 95 females and 5 males.
please leave a comment on the gender you
Your
identify
gender.
identify what the heck identify as. I can't
Can you
talk tonight
English?
apparently. um Please leave a comment on your gender so we can gauge how many males and females like our podcast, or non-binary
Yes.
people, or
This is important.
yeah, gender is a social construct. um
Okay, Evan. I want to know, can you list at least 2 to 3 things that you find attractive in a female,
two
personality wise?
2 to 3. What the heck? Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Because we went on a huge tangent, so now we have to make up for it.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry for Star Wars. 2 to 3 things that I find attractive on a non-superficial level.
Yes.
Probably. Let's see. 2 to 3 things. I think one, she needs to. She needs to be a kind person. I.e., like, how does she react to when she sees a homeless person around? Is she a giving person? If she's more fortunate than them, how does she treat wait staff when we go out? That kind of like has good manners kind of thing. And because that's just a big deal. Like, I don't want to date someone that's super rude to people.
Yeah.
And I don't want to date someone that doesn't tip when we go out. I don't know.
Yeah.
That just seems really shady and irresponsible to me.
Yeah.
You know?
No one wants to date a
Um,
shitty human being
Yeah. Tip your waitress.
or waiter.
Or waiter. Or wait them. Whatever.
Wait then.
Yes, the wait staff. Tip your wait staff. Them is not the correct word for it.
Kindness, yes.
Secondly, I think she just needs to be a supportive person. And what I mean by that is, and I guess I look at my parents' relationship a lot when I think of like what it means to be supportive.
Okay.
For example, my mother is pretty Catholic, and pretty family oriented. She like goes to visit her parents, at least once a week, multiple times if she can. She goes to church, or she used to go to church semi frequently. She doesn't now. So like this is kind of an outdated reference,
Mm-hmm.
but it still like holds to me. Um, and so she likes to go to these things. It's church and her parent go see her parents, and my dad growing up did not really participate in attending either of these things. Like he didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to see his like in-laws for whatever reasons he may have, and
Okay.
he didn't want to go to church because well, one, he's not Catholic.
Okay, yeah.
So, but when I think about these things, and I know, excuse me, um, when I think about these things, you don't have to agree or do everything with your partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be supportive in some way. By this I mean if you're dating someone and they're close to their family, you end up dating their entire
Their
family
family, yes,
because you are a part of
definitely,
that family,
definitely, definitely.
and to me it's your responsibility to maintain as good of a relationship with your in-laws or your like whoever else your spouse or partner may be close to as you do with your spouse or partner themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like my dad never really showed that kind of support from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, he still doesn't. Um, and he, like, I think, like, if my partner was religious and wanted me to at least attend mass or some ceremony or whatever religious event is happening for their religion that I was not a part of, I would still go out of support for them, even if I had to get up
Right.
at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Right. It's
Because
because, it's something your partner cares about, so naturally you care about what they care about.
yeah, like we don't have to do everything together. Like we don't have to go grocery shopping and this and go to the gym and whatever um, together. But if it's like something very close and personal to you, like of course I want to support that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be irresponsible as a partner, to me at least, to not do that. You may not agree, but I think so. Supportive and kind is two of the biggest things that I would like to see in a partner.
Has your father's apathy to attending religious and family outings with your mom caused any rift or anything in their marriage? Or has she kind of
Uh,
generally just accepted it?
I think she she used to just kind of be whatever about it. Like if my dad made some excuse to not attend a family event, my mom used to just be like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now as of like within the past year or three, she's been more like adamant about like I would like your support in this family event or in
Mm-hmm.
this religious event, and my dad's been very like I'm gonna do this instead or no, and it's caused a lot of problems for them
Yeah.
because my mom would like more support and my dad would like more freedom of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think my dad used to go to these things quite often,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's just tired of going to them because
Mm-hmm.
maybe to him they feel redundant, um, or they feel like unproductive. But
So he's
at the same
tried.
time,
He
it's just like
he he has made an
he,
effort.
yes, he definitely has, and I've seen him like go to mass before, for example. But like I think lately he's just more seeking some sort of
Interesting.
agency that he feels like he can't have when my mom
Mm-hmm.
asks for support.
Interesting.
But at the same time, like you can't have total agency in a marriage. Like yeah, I mean yes you can, but you are married now, so like you need to establish the rules of your relationship at the beginning. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like they did
Mm-hmm.
not. They just kind of were like, ah, I love you. Now let's get married, and not talk about like the very important like finer details of what I expect from you. You know?
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you've observed this from your parents. And consequently,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's a huge thing that you're
Mm-hmm.
looking for in a
It's
partner.
a lot of the things that I like recognize from my parents' relationship. I'm kind of like it's very black and white for me. It's like either yeah, I'm for that. I would like that, or it's either fuck that. I'm not doing that. You know, and it's very. I wish it wasn't so black and white
Mm-hmm.
because it makes it very like people are going to be this way or people are going to be that way to me when like the world is full of grays.
That was deep.
So that went into like a way far tangent off of that. But is your romantic partner going to be your sexual partner as well, or like are
I sure
you
hope so.
like no, sorry, I didn't mean like
I'm all about
in the
monogamy.
future when you get married. Yeah, like oh, okay, you're trying to be monogamous. Okay. Um,
Oh, did you not? Is that not what you thought I was?
so there's like
I'm sorry.
yeah, so my question was, are there traits that you would want in a sexual partner that maybe you won't really need in a romantic partner? Like, obviously, for a sexual partner, you would probably be like, oh, like, my sexual partner, like, exclusively sexual partner can be, like, has to be this attractive. But my, like, romantic slash sexual partner, I can probably dial that back down a little bit, you know?
Yes. I mean, definitely in a casual context, his personality is not that important to me, as bad as that sounds. Don't get me wrong, I am
No,
not a
no, no. I don't.
I
I'm
know
not
you're
judging you.
not, but someone potentially listening can be. I am not a hoe, okay?
And if you are, it doesn't
Yeah, I mean,
matter. But
2019. Okay, anyways. But yeah, if I'm seeing someone casually, personality isn't a huge thing because, would have acknowledged in the beginning that the relationship does have a timeline in a sense. If it's casual, it's strictly because there probably is no possibility of a romantic relationship. Not saying that that's the case because I know a lot of friends that have relationships with someone that have started off casually, but my mindset is already
Yikes.
that he's not really boyfriend. I don't see being in a relationship with him, therefore I don't see him as being boyfriend material.
Are there different filters you put romantic slash sexual versus purely sexual partners through?
An interesting take on that, I suppose, is considering the fact that I'm demisexual.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know what demisexuality is, it's that I'm someone that doesn't really have sexual attraction with someone unless I've formed a relatively strong, I wouldn't say, I would just say a moderate emotional connection with someone. So I can't really be physically attracted to someone solely. I have to have some basis of them as a person. And it's not really in the context of a romantic relationship because I've obviously had casual relationships. But I have to be attracted to them. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm attracted to them if I like them, generally as a person,
Okay.
like personality wise. I think it's a bit hard for me to differentiate just romantic and casual because if it's
Mm-hmm.
casual, there has to be some aspect of romantic.
So it all of it goes like with
Mhm. Mhm.
maybe this will become something more.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So
There's a slight possibility.
you okay, like you can project growth with this person.
Yeah, but that's always not necessarily the case because there's a lot of factors, timing, where we are in our lives. If I really like this person, if I really I start to not like them as I'm starting to talk to them. So many things can affect the circumstances. But yeah, that's how I would sort of define my sexuality.
I see. Okay.
What about you? I know you mentioned this before, I think in the last podcast, but or off the record, but you've said that you can't really do casual, right?
It's hard for me to date casually because I'm a monogamous person. Like which kind of goes against online dating because like you're kind of talking to multiple people at the same time, so it gets a little messy. But for me, I think it's hard to be casual because my emotional attachments become very strong. They seek
Mm-hmm.
they seek intimacy, and intimacy with like a specific person, not just like everybody I can. So it's hard for me to be in an online dating setting, um, when it's just everything's kind of up in the air, you know?
I'm kind of confused. Do you mean casual in the sense like you're saying more like you're sleeping with more than one person, or that you're just like you can't talk to more than one person?
Sleeping with more than one person. I can talk with more than one person. It would be it is an inefficient system to only talk to one
To
person
just
at a
talk to
time
one girl.
while
Okay.
on multiple apps.
God. Just wanted to clarify because you
Oh
made
yeah,
it sound
no.
like you're uncomfortable with the idea of just messaging someone else platonically. So I was
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
like,
So I message one person and then I give her 3 to 5 business
yeah.
days, and then I move to the next person. And by
And then you focus all your attention to one girl.
Yeah, and then by then everyone's like, we matched a month ago, dude. So then I can never talk to anyone. Um,
Well, shit, you're gonna be single for a while if you follow
yeah,
that method.
yeah. I'll have to go out to bars instead of online dating.
Ooh, we have to meet people in real life instead. That's a crazy concept.
When you're with somebody, romantically or romantic sexually, Roma sexually, like whatever, not purely sexually. What makes you feel feminine?
Ooh, what makes me feel feminine? I've struggled a lot with embracing my femininity. Femininity. I'm saying that right? Femininity. Yes, I've struggled a lot. It's like the I and
Femininity.
the N's come together. Okay, let me start over. um, I've found that I've struggled a lot with embracing my femininity because as I was growing up, I feel like I virtually didn't have it because I was quite overweight when I was younger. Actually, maybe like 3/4 of my life, I've been overweight. And so I've never really had attraction from the opposite sex. Not that that is an indicator of being feminine, but you do associate attraction. You do associate attraction with being, I guess, feeling like a woman, feeling like a girl. And so as I was growing up, middle school, high school, I kind of just was. And I feel like being from an Asian culture, my family has expected me to look a certain way. So there are a lot of instances where I would get fat shamed. Pretty common in Asian culture where it's kind of like, are you sure you want to eat that? Are you sure you want that second bowl of rice? Things like that. And out of everyone in my family, out of everyone in my immediate family, I was the only one that was, just not healthy. And so I went through a weight loss journey. I would say it started in 2015. I started a low carb, a high fat diet. It's called the ketogenic diet. It's quite popular now. But when I started it, there wasn't much information on it. So when I started it, a lot of family members and relatives were kind of just surprised that I could lose so much weight in such a short amount of time. But ultimately, they were very, their reactions were very positive. And everyone was a hell of a lot nicer to me than they ever were. And it was so mind blowing because, here I am, I'm healthier, I'm feeling more better about myself. Obviously, maybe my confidence projects my happiness, so people are more drawn to me. But I felt like I was the same person that I always was. And here I was getting completely different treatment from family, relatives, and obviously people in public. Like even people like store clerks. Guys would open doors for me. That really never happened before. And so I guess I would say I'm definitely more comfortable with my body now, but it's been a long time coming. Like it's been a long time coming where I felt like I'm really me as a woman or young lady. I would say I don't feel like I'm a woman yet.
Did you feel like you were less of a woman or a female when you were being fat shamed then?
Yeah, I felt like I was invisible. And this is more in the context of dating because I guess that's the umbrella topic that we have. But like I said,
Mm-hmm.
like I wasn't getting attention from many guys in high school, which I think was good because that's made me more grounded because I still have a good network of friends and I never really valued my physical looks. I never felt like that has some weight on who I am as a person, and it still doesn't. But when it comes down to it, I feel like healthier, attractive people are just treated way better in society than people that aren't necessarily that, and that fucking sucks. That really fucking sucks. Being on, I guess, I'm not saying I'm attractive, but I'm saying like being experiencing poor treatment to better treatment has been really insightful, and I think that's also made me more empathetic with treating people with kindness.
Did you ever feel like you resented your family for that?
I wouldn't say I resent them, but I definitely felt more jaded after I lost a ton of weight and it was noticeable. And just really sad actually. I felt really sad for myself when I was younger because there were a lot of times I was sad, but I didn't know why, honestly, as weird as that sounds, because the treatment that I got felt normal. Like it felt normal to be ashamed to eat at family outings, and it felt normal to not fit in certain clothing sizes and have my mom be like, "Oh yeah, like she's definitely like, an X large. Like there's no way this medium size sweater that my aunt gave me is going to fit." It's just one of those things, where I wish like I could just like talk to my 8 to like 15-year-old self and be like, "Dude, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. You will be treated better." You'll be treated better, and your worth it will not tie down to your physical attributes. Yeah, dang. Whoa, this got a dark. This took a dark turn, but ultimately, I'm happy to talk about this now. But as I self reflect, it's been a journey. Like I said, it's been a journey, and it's only been 3 months into the new year, but I'm feeling pretty good about myself, just mentally, physically, and spiritually, I suppose too.
No,
Yeah.
as it should be.
I mean, I feel like on a similar level, we've certainly grown to be more, how do I say? I feel like we've grown to be more comfortable with who we are because of our experiences with our, respective genders. And I suppose not adapting to certain gender norms or, having to fit certain ones makes you a lot more introspective, I would say.
Yeah, because if you get to be you more, like maybe you're not going to fit into a binary scale. Like I mean, I identify as male still, despite my apparently effeminate activities and behavior.
Of course. That none of that ever made you less than a man.
Yeah, but it's just interesting to see how people perceived my sexuality based off of what I was doing.
Yeah.
And by interesting, I mean people are like kind of full of shit. Um, but
Yeah, moral of the
so
story, people are fucking shitty.
more, yeah, moral of the story is y'all kind of suck, but it's cool. I get it. Um,
So, I realized that I'm attracted to guys that have more richer voices because I feel like my voice is a little deep for a girl. And in the past, I've gotten I wouldn't say flack about it, but it's something that I have gotten compliments for, but I've also gotten like a sense of questionability about my tone of voice. And so that has also intertwined into me, perceiving myself as some level of being feminine.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you
I mean, yeah, I mean, I haven't really gotten insults about it, but I have been self-conscious about my voice, and you know, I've thought about it a lot recently because we started this podcast and it's all voice-based. But I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was talking about me to an acquaintance. And so the acquaintance was referring to me in third person, and he said something like, "Oh, Diana, yeah, like I know her. That's like, doesn't she have like a really deep voice for a girl?" And like I know it was just one comment, but that honestly made me feel so self conscious about my pitch because I
really?
guess, yeah, because I guess like voice, well, traditionally, so I guess voice in traditional female roles or expectations is that they tend to be lighter. Like they're not as husky, I would say. A lot of people have described
Hmm.
my voice as husky, which is generally an attractive trait, I would say, for guys, not for a girl.
I see. Like it's a masculine adjective.
Yeah, and I've felt insecure about that. More so a little recently, actually. I would say I've thought about it a lot more. Um, I
Mm,
I never really thought about my voice because you grow up, you're given the voice you have, but it's made me question a little if I should speak lighter in a way, but I can't really control that. So I guess it's just one of those things too where I'm just gonna fucking like accept it and like I mean I really can't do
right.
anything about it. It's like how guys can't do anything about their height. It just is.
Yeah, I got a nice ass voice. You have nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
That's why we're doing
Thank
this. We're
you.
doing this podcast so you can show it off. Actually, it's
That
for your it's for
was the
your self
plan.
esteem, not for us to make new content.
No, and hopefully monetize. It's so I can gain confidence.
Yeah, yeah, like people will pay us to listen to you talk. That's what we're waiting for.
Sounds like a dream to me. Um, so Evan, you're a man. What makes you feel masculine?
So I think, and I don't really want to get into a discussion about my self esteem, but I think a large part about what makes me feel masculine is my ability to please people who are feminine.
Huh.
Um,
Okay.
and like,
Please, you said. In what sense?
I guess please like for
Sexually?
if they find oh yes sexually, but I feel like them finding me attractive makes me feel like masculine. I feel like in many ways I'm not insecure about my masculinity, but curious about it because I'm not doing all of these typically guy heterosexual masculine things.
You're talking about, are you referring to your hobbies and like what you like to do like in your free
Yeah,
time?
like my hobbies, what I do, how I act around people, and I guess we can get into the discussion about gender insecurity. Because I think lately I've been less insecure about it.
That's great.
Um, yeah, but there was no context for that, so no, but I need to explain.
I do know.
Um, so I think for a long time, like particularly in the past 4 or 5 years of like everything leading up to college,
Yes.
um, I struggled with a masculine image and what that meant, to have a masculine image because I, for all intents and purposes, did not really have one. You know, like I was into things like talking about feminism and going to the theater and doing costume design and making videos, and I didn't really care about going to the gym or joining frats, or
Mhm.
I mean I did, but like more like co-ed, so like not like a like actual like all male
Right.
fraternity. I wasn't interested in that. And like I was never interested in like cars or sports or things like that growing up. I was into like reading and drawing and like video games and shit like that.
Mhm.
Um and like I was into anime and shit, and I very like much fulfilled in many ways that stereotype about like that effeminate Asian man, you know?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Like this guy who like not really a like lumberjacky bearded
Mhm.
American white man.
Mhm.
Like I didn't really fulfill that stereotype because that's not what I identified with, and it's not none of those things I really enjoyed. And to this day, like a lot of those things I still don't enjoy. Like me going to the gym is probably like the most quote unquote masculine thing that I really do,
Mhm.
you know? So I think that like, and I just I I've really grown to not care that people don't consider me the most manly person. Also like I'm not a very big person, so like that doesn't help either. And then for a very long time, when I would meet people, like not just like girls I wanted to date, but just people, they just like all thought I was they all thought I was gay. And um and I definitely, was offended by that really early on. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay
Mhm.
or not straight, but it was just I didn't want people to look at me differently
Right.
if they had thought I was.
Right. Yeah, because obviously being gay, there are certain stereotypes and attributes that people immediately associate with. So I'm sure you didn't want to compromise, who you were as a person just because someone could potentially perceive you just based on your sexuality, which really
Mm-hmm.
fucking sucks.
I said I hated it, but I definitely realized that pretty early on, and actually, you know, so we can talk about this in another podcast, but
Mhm.
most of my friends are female. And I feel like a large part of that is not like I just happen to be friends with females or I just like females more. I think a large part of it is a lot of females are more comfortable talking to me
Right.
because they think I'm gay.
Because they thought you were gay.
And yeah, and like two of my ex-girlfriends I became closer to because initially they had thought I was gay.
Right.
And it was like a quote unquote nice surprise that I wasn't. Um
Wow, I can
that
imagine.
sounds
It's kind of like, I get
yeah,
along with this guy, and he's attracted to me.
it's like what? And like, yeah, well, that sounds great. It's like me avoiding the quote unquote friend zone
Yeah.
by like masquerading as a gay man and then like hitting you with my heterosexuality and then you're like, "Holy shit, I'm down." But that's not what I was doing. It
Yeah.
was just it was just me being me, and for a long time I struggled with that, like, oh, like I almost quit doing theater because I didn't want to be considered gay.
No way.
Not that there's a problem with it. I just I just had problems with people assuming I was.
How have you grown more comfortable with this throughout the years? Because I'm sure as you were growing up, it was a struggle.
I just learned to focus on me enjoying what I was doing, and that was the point of doing these things.
Mhm.
Like I was a costume designer in college for 3 years, and I did that because I loved doing it, not because I wanted like that's it. There was
Mhm.
no ulterior motives to that.
Mhm.
And and who cared if people thought I was gay? A
Mhm.
lot of people, especially a lot of people in the theater department, um, thought I was
You were
gay.
gay.
And I just learned to not care. Eventually, like I remember at certain points, I was dropping things like, "Oh, my girlfriend," or "Oh, my ex girlfriend," and I would drop things like that, and
And
people
people
would
would
go,
be
"Oh shit, he's
surprised.
not gay," um, or people would be surprised that I had a girlfriend. And I could tell, like, some people when they found out, they became less comfortable that I was a costume designer. Some people, like, for example, as a costume designer, you have to do fittings with actors, right? So, like, you have to try them
Yes.
on different clothes.
Ooh. Mhm.
And if a girl thinks you're gay, they tend to be more comfortable. But as soon as they find out, maybe they're not as comfortable with
Mhm.
a like straight guy watching you, like seeing you like in less clothes than you normally would wear. And like that's cool.
So,
But
would you have to like get out of the room while she changes and then like come back and then like repeat that process?
I mean, I'm happy to do that. Like, if you're not comfortable, I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially at a time where like this is like when Kevin Spacey, like when that controversy was happening, and I was just like, I don't want. And it was when Me Too was starting, was when I started becoming a costume designer.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
don't
Yeah.
want I don't want to be entangled in this political movement on accident, or like like it might be perceived as on purpose, but I don't want to be like a part of that. So like even if people thought I was gay, I still did that. And some girls were just like,
Right.
I don't give a shit, and some people were like, yes, I would like you to leave. So I think I've just grown more comfortable as who I am.
Yeah.
Um, I don't do theater as much anymore, mainly because it's not a financially stable industry to be in.
Yeah, and
But
making
I
podcasts are.
yeah, yeah, I know. That's why I'm here.
We're
Getting a
here for the
hundred views a week.
money, obviously.
God. But I I just grow more comfortable. I still do things like cosplay. Um, I still like sew and I don't hide the fact from people that I know how to like sew or that I was a costume designer. A lot of the people I meet now find it really interesting that I did these things. And a lot of the people I meet now are on dating apps, so there's an assumption that I'm straight now. So
I think
I think sorry, continue. I'm getting tired talking. What do you
I was
think?
just gonna say I think your being able to costume design, you can sew, I'm assuming, right? Is such a handful skill because my mom was a seamstress. So when I was growing up and I didn't have a shirt or pants that particularly fit, she could just fix it for me. Or sometimes I would buy a size up of pants and I could just bring it home and just be like, "Hey mom, can you fix this for me?" And easily she could get it done. So I don't know, you should definitely put that in your dating profile because that's a plus in my opinion.
Actually, yeah, people, God, some people would make fun of me for like being a costume designer. Like, oh my God, what a gay activity to be a costume designer for theater specifically, right? But some of those people also asked me to fix their clothes for them.
Oh, fuck these people.
Um, no, no, it's it.
Are they your friends though, I'm
I
assuming?
some were friends' moms. So
Yeah.
it was like I I grew to not resent people for it. And I was just like, I'm above being petty about that. Um, because there's we should all work harder to avoid stereotypes of other groups of people.
Yes.
And if I had gotten mad about that, I would not be able to have educated these people on why these stereotypes are wrong. Like if I just cut them out of my life,
Yeah.
what would have stopped them from doing that to another person
Yeah.
if I hadn't?
I mean,
So, and not to like make myself seem greater than I actually am.
I think
But
it's definitely it just really goes to show how level-headed you are. But yeah, any other thoughts?
let's see. I think in high school, for example, because that's before college, I did not have I guess problems. I wouldn't say problems. I didn't have any like I never ran into this same issue about people thinking that I was gay, because in high school, at least in a small town high school that I had gone to, everyone had known me.
Mhm.
And like, you know, like when you go to a small town high school, everyone knows your beef like from all of time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like people knew like, oh, he liked this girl, or like this girl like rejected him, or like oh, he and this other girl would look really cute together. And there's like, and I think, and also in high school, like there's a bigger assumption of heterosexuality, especially in like what 2010 to 2014 when we went to high school, when I don't think a lot of people were comfortable coming out yet.
Mhm. Mhm.
So especially then, like I didn't. No one thought I was gay in high school. And when I returned, like that first Thanksgiving from college, I was telling them like people think I'm gay, and then everyone was like, "What?" Um,
Oh
so like it
wow, that
was
must have
like,
been so
yeah,
jarring.
yeah.
Wow, that's
People
crazy.
like, yeah, people were like, "Oh, what? That's crazy." Like, you've had like you were like unnecessarily in love with this girl for like years, and I was like, I know. Um,
Vouch for me.
but yeah, but a lot of people assumed I was gay. Um, and I actually um, I bring that up to people sometimes. Like, did you think I was gay when we first met? And there were a lot of people, like almost all the time, say yes. Except you know, like the actual gay people, who like can probably tell. But you know, there are some gay people who like who assume that as well.
How did that make you feel?
It didn't. You know, by the time like the by the like my last year of college, I was just like it was more like a routine for me. Like just be me, realize that they think I'm gay, and like if it's like a girl I'm attracted to, mention like ex girlfriend or girlfriend. You know,
Mhm.
um, I'm not going to deny I probably did leverage them thinking I was gay and becoming more comfortable to get closer to them.
Interesting.
Um,
That's very
like I
interesting.
probably did do that, and I should not. And I deeply apologize to the LGBTQ community for using stereotypes of you to become closer to people that I was romantically interested in, because that's not an okay thing to do.
I mean, how,
Um,
if you don't mind me asking, what is an instance where you use the stereotype to benefit of creating a relationship?
by not disclosing that I was straight, or not hinting that I was straight until later on. Does that
Interesting.
make sense? Like oh,
Oh,
like
okay.
I met this girl, and like I was talking about costume design, or I was just behaving in the like I guess perceived effeminate way that I behave in, and like I didn't mention like people I had dated, I didn't mention people I was attracted to, um, and like oh, I'm comfortable like commenting on like the attractiveness of other guys, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because like I can do that and not feel weird about it. Like the no homo thing is stupid to me.
That's a bit
Um,
misleading though, no? if you're rating other guys.
it, is it misleading, or is it like why would you not say oh like she's so pretty? Why are you able to do that
um
without being called a lesbian?
Probably because people don't generally think I'm gay.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But
Yeah.
like when I do it, like oh like yeah he's attractive, he's pretty handsome, you know, like I can't say that without people being weird about it.
Right.
And by I can't say that, I mean people are uncomfortable when I say that, as in like I'm still gonna fucking say it, because like if people are attractive, people are attractive. Like I'm not going to deny the aesthetics of your face.
But it puts
Um,
you in a very hyperactive state, right? Because you're stating this nonchalantly, as anyone could,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know that the person is highly assuming or speculating that you're gay. So to them, your nonchalant comment is sort of just like, oh, okay, Evan's into that?
But
Interesting.
I'm not I'm not like assuming that they think I'm gay though. It's kind of just like I kind of realize it. Um, and I'm not going to deny when I realized it in the past, maybe once, I definitely did not correct that assumption because, like, like when she had thought I was gay, she was more comfortable with things like hugs and stuff like that. She was more comfortable with physical interaction with me. Um, and I don't remember at the time if I did not, if I like realized she thinks I'm gay, I'm going to take advantage of that. I probably did not do something so crass like that,
Right.
but it it made it easier.
Right. I know you. I know you wouldn't go out of your way to, play up your
let
gay
me
stereotype to score a girl. But I'm
let me
sure.
that sounds a little counterintuitive, does it not?
Yeah, but that's literally what you explained.
Yeah, no, it
um,
is. It is. It's just like let me put on this facade so you feel more comfortable, and
so
then
you're comfortable with me,
reveal
yeah, and then you realize.
that I would love to have sex with you, and then you're like, ah, yes, good job in tricking me.
this is
So yes,
so.
like
This is so. This is so relevant because I was just binge watching Malcolm in the Middle. Have you seen it?
I have not explained it.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if this will be a relevant reference though, but it's a white suburban low middle class family, and like they have like four boys. Actually, later on, there's a fifth boy that's
Okay.
born. But the oldest boy, Francis, he's essentially a delinquent, so he doesn't live with the family. He's off at boarding school, and at boarding school, they often have these like get-togethers with like a female school or so. So he was masquerading himself as a costume designer, and so
Oh
he
my
was
god.
able. And this guy is like sexually driven. Like he is so he is just so into the girls, but he masquerades as a costume designer, and he's really into this one chick, and he confesses to her, hey, lucky for you, I'm actually not gay. And she's thrilled. She's like super happy about it because at that point they were flirting and touching each other. And then in the next scene, she's like, oh, like I'm ready for you, da, da, da. And then she leads him to a room, and it's a room full of people at the church because they essentially want to change like his I guess like gay identity to like a physically more straight like
Oh my
identity,
god.
a heterosexual. I'm sorry, I cut that actually. It was actually because he said that he didn't confess that he was straight. He said that he was gay, but he fell in love with her while gay. So her plan was to transform him into being a heterosexual male, and he was pretty dumbfounded by that. So that's what I think of when you told me your story. You like
Oh
wooed
yes, I
someone, and it
actually
was just like,
based
oh,
my life experiences. I based my life experiences off this episode of Malcolm in the
yeah.
Middle, where I became a costume
He did not
designer
get the
for
girl
three
in that.
years,
So
so I could get a
yeah,
girl. Yeah, and I'm not even with her
figures.
anymore. So
Yeah.
did I really succeed? I don't really know, but yes,
Oh man.
it's all a deception. Everything I do is to impress females.
Wow. Didn't know that about you, Evan. I guess we're really learning about each other through these
Yeah,
podcasts, huh?
yeah. There's like this quote that like everything that men do is to impress women,
A
and I was
woman.
like, I was like, yeah, that's what I was doing apparently, just trying to impress women
You agree as a
with my
credible
stereotypically
credible man, yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah. As a credible, am I a credible man? Most people don't seem to think so. Um,
Actually.
no, yeah, yeah, because they like a lot of people like I felt like they laughed at me when I was like I'm a costume designer. So maybe like they saw me as like maybe a little bit less.
I'm sorry that people laughed at you.
Oh, it happened. It's fine. I'm over it. I don't know. I think if I was asked, what do you think your role is in a relationship? It's not like it's not I need to provide for this relationship. I need to provide for my family, whatever. Like these perceived masculine roles. You need to be the breadwinner.
Breadwinner.
I think the role of any person in any like traditional monogamous relationship is you just need to
be an equal.
Love, support, and be equivalent to your partner.
Amen.
And I think that's really it. It's not, there's no like you need to like win bread, you need to like be domestic. Like all of that is just, these are roles that, like from my point of view, are not really genderized. Engendered.
Yeah.
That was really serious.
Now, yeah. The culture has definitely become more open-minded. And, even in my case too, sometimes relatives would joke about me finding a husband and, finding a husband already. The connotation of that is a little and, me supporting him with being, a good mother. I mean, this can be a whole other podcast too. But, actually, I've thought about it a lot lately, and I want to be the fucking breadwinner in the relationship. Like,
then
I wanna fucking provide, not only give emotional support, but a lot of financial support. That'd be fucking great to me. And yeah. I'll fucking do that with like my deep tone of voice.
Yeah, do it.
That's my goal.
Demand it, and they will give it to you because they'll be like, "Oh my god, that voice is so deep. You can have whatever you want."
Yeah, I wear the pants of the relationship.
Yeah, you do it.
Let's get this bread. Yep, that's my attitude when it comes to marriage.
Yes, I believe in your ability.
Hell yeah. And you too. You can be the person. You can be the husband that. Wait, this is actually really cute though. But like, if your children are like in plays or anything, you can make little costumes for them. It's fucking.
And then my kids are gonna be like, "Are you gay?" And I'm gonna be like, "Not again." But I'll be like, "No, I'm not. Like, my wife is your mother. Hello."
I'm fucking tune in to like our podcast number 3017 where Evan faces gender insecurity as a father.
It's like, my kids think I'm gay. Like, I literally made them. That makes no sense. God, okay. Thank you, listeners, for listening to our rambling. We all love you.
I don't. But sure.
Except I don't really love you all.
Evan loves you all.
Yeah.
All right.
God, okay.
See ya, suckers.